Hello everybody, welcome back to another Manage training session. Today we're going to be running through how to navigate the bond process through Managed and what is the best process in regards to arranging the bond claims that you have made. First things first, just depending on what state you are in and where the bonds can be held, whether it's through a government body like RBO or RTA, or if you are in a state where bonds can be held in a trust account, sort of how to navigate the best process in terms of claiming anything like rent and bills through Managed for those bonds. Now again, just depending on what state you are and what the rules and regulations are, most accounts like RBO or RTA, you do have to set up a disbursement account for where those bonds need to go to. You can either still have your trust account open and have them redirected there. If you're happy to keep that as is, that is completely fine. We do have an account at Managed that you can pop those details into that government body in terms of disbursement for those funds. Therefore, it will be redirected to Managed, and then our team can help and allocate those bond claim payments for you. If that is something that you are interested in, you will just need to reach out to our support team and ask for that to be done. Number one thing when it comes to arranging your payments of bond through Managed, usually there are only two things that need to get set up or are set up: rental items and bill items. Now, just depending on how your agency wants to structure the claim for bills, you do need to take into consideration that each bill that you enter is going to have a $1.20 transaction fee applicable. So your agency might cover those $1.20 transaction fees. Otherwise, if you are making that claim on your bond, usually knowing what bills you have to pay and what line item of bills you have to pay. Usually you know that before you are making a bond claim. I would just add on top an additional $1.20 for every bill that you are charging. So for example, on this page right here, I have 3 bills that I need to charge. Therefore, I would be adding an additional claim on that bond for $3.60. Now, the easiest way that I think to structure it is when, first things first, you're adding your bills. Who needs to get paid? Is it a tradie that needs to get paid? Is it an owner that needs to get be reimbursed? Just making sure that you are having the tenant be paying the correct payee. So that, again, like I said, could be an owner, could be the agent, could be a government body like an electricity company, or it could be a tradie. So having those bills set up and arranging the correct payees. I think it is just a little bit neater to have your bills titled just based on the fact that there is a bond claim and that's where the funds are going to. That in return as well is when the tenant does get a copy of their tenancy ledger, if they vacate, they have at least a better line item showing where the bond money has gone, and it's specifically titled just to those items. If you are using the team at Managed to process your bond, say for example your bond account through your local government is set up to come to Managed, those funds, number one thing is just making sure that the bond ID and the bond amount has been correctly allocated under the lease tab. Now, all you need to do is go to the lease tab. Most of the time it is a vacated tenant, so you just need to go to the past tab, click view lease, and then you can go into the bond amount section and edit and add in the bond amount and the bond ID. That way, when bonds do come into our account, we are easily able to match them up by just searching for the bond and then the property that auto-populates with the bond in the system. Once that bond has come in, again, if it's come into our account and we are allocating, our team will be in touch with the property manager at your department, whether it be one property manager or just someone within the team, and we'll ask where those funds need to be allocated, what prices to what bills. So again, like I said before, having the line items of bills listed and the price being correct, so making sure that the rent and the bill claims, including the transaction fees, do add up to what has been received into our account. Realistically, the only difference would probably be the transaction fees, unless you have incorrectly added a bill in. If that was the case, you can re-add the bill to the correct figure, or if it is something that where you've mistakenly claimed, you will have to probably reach out to your tenant and ask for them to pay that balance to their tenant wallet. If by any chance your bonds are going to your trust account and you are wanting them redirected to managed, what the best process is for that, all you need to do is to process the funds or the bonds to the tenant wallet. So the previous tenant, their wallet account details, you will just need to pay it there. How to find that? You're going to go lease, click past, click view lease, and then select the tenant. And you will see that they have their EFT account details there, as well any funds that are available in their tenancy wallet. If you have paid that money in, or money has come in for the tenant has maybe made a contribution, or you've paid money in to your trust account, from your trust account to the tenant's wallet, what you need to do is pretty much those funds are instant payments. So if you are using EFT, those funds are pretty much going to come in straight away. All you're going to do is go to the lease tab of the property, select past, click view transactions, and then the money that is available to pay, and if there is enough, will show prioritize on the bills right next to it. And all you need to do is go and click prioritize on the bills that you need to claim and make those payments. And then once those payments are made, it's going to show up on the completed section of that tenant's ledger. If you were to also download their ledger, it would be updated once all of those payments is made as well. So that is a bit of a process of how bonds get structured through managed, just depending on if you are paying them to your trust account, best approach, or if they are getting paid to managed, what sort of that process is with our team as well.